What is the scariest living or moving experience you have ever had? I bought my first house about 3 years ago. It was an old fixer-upper, and for the first month, everything was fine. But every night at exactly 3:15 a.m., I'd hear the sound of a heavy trunk being dragged across the floor in the attic right above my bed. I figured it was just old pipes or maybe a raccoon. One night, I finally got fed up. I grabbed a flashlight, climbed the pull-down stairs, and pushed my head up into the attic. The air was freezing. I panned my light around, and the room was completely empty. No trunk, no animals, nothing but dust. But then I saw it. In the far corner, there was a small circular window. Pressed against the glass from the outside was a pair of pale human hands. I froze. We're on the 3rd floor. There's no ledge, no balcony. Nothing out there but a 40-foot drop. As I watched, the fingers started tapping on the glass. Tap, tap, tap. Then, a face leaned into the light. It looked exactly like me, but its eyes were solid black, and it was grinning so wide its skin was starting to tear at the corners. It didn't try to break in. It just mouthed one word through the glass: inside. I didn't blink. I backed down those stairs, grabbed my car keys, and left the front door wide open. I didn't even pack a bag. I spent the rest of the night in a 24-hour diner and sold the house to a developer a week later for way less than I paid. The developer called me a month later to ask if I'd left a mannequin in the attic. He said every time his crew moved it to a different room, they'd find it back in that same corner the next morning, staring out the window. I told him to burn the house down. I never went back to that street, and I never lived in a house with an attic ever again.